Well, thanks, Todd. It's always a pleasure to win on the road at any time, and certainly the season opener after the difficult start we had last year. It's a pleasure to get out of the blocks and come home with a victory for our first home game this week against the University of Montana.
The Ducks won the toss of the coin in Fort Collins, elected to defer their decision until the second half, and so they'll boot the ball away. They will have the wind that was going from the south to the north in this ball game. You see Oregon's quartet of captains, the permanent captains being Ernest Jones and Willie Tate, and game captains as well each and every day. So you're taking the field for the 17th opener, Coach. You had success until last year. You'd won 8 straight, lost last year, so looking to make it 9 out of 10. And boy, with the wind, there were no kickoff returns on the day for either team.
No, until we kicked a couple into the wind in the second half. But good job by Salila Malapai on the opening play. Nice to have him back and healthy after missing virtually the entire season last year. Romeo Bannison comes down from the left end. We moved him from the left end to the right end to the nose. We'll continue to do that. Our opening play, big hole for Sean Burwell in a 15-yard gain.
Watch this block by Barnes coming out there from that guard position.
Eric Barnes gets a kick-out block right there, opens up the big hole. Just a nice big hole, and I think maybe we started to think our running game was going to be that way all day, and it certainly wasn't, because Colorado State's defensive front is very physical.
You had success all day long throwing to the backs of the backfield.
We did. We did not get the ball to our fullback a great deal last year, Todd, and we made that a point of emphasis this year. And here's Shedrick coming out of the backfield. Big key pickup here for the first down. Nice hard run by Juan, and Juan really was tired and sore after the game, and he caught the ball better than he has, although he had one that he would like to have over, and ran the ball very well.
Drive continues. That's Corey Murphy on the reception. A gain of 19. The ball now marked at the CSU 20.
Little play-action fake here, and Danny O'Neill comes back and hits Corey Murphy coming across the middle, and Corey gets his first reception on the year. He caught one pass last year, almost scored a touchdown against Nevada, Las Vegas. Little counter-action pass here. O'Neill gets hit. This is where Willie Tate gets hurt. Comes down on his left shoulder. The Colorado State defender came down on top of him, and he's got a slight AC separation.
So Thompson in to attempt a 35-yard field goal, and you see he drills it right through, and the Ducks on their first drive, 55 yards, 11 plays. Took about 4.5 minutes.
Little draw play here. John Toma Piao in there with Gary Williams, tackle for loss. Counter draw didn't develop very well, and Toma Piao missed the tackle but slowed it up for Williams and Salila Malapai.
So on a 3rd down and 11 play, Hill to throw. I don't know if this was a design draw. It looked like
it was. Quarterback draw, and he just barely got away from Ernest Jones, but it was short of the first down. And Danny O'Neill, under pressure, makes a nice throw to Derek Deadweiler, and Derek picks it off the turf for a nice catch here. You can see Danny just shuffles up just in time to get away from the rush, and see Derek's hands go down underneath that ball, although the Colorado State defender didn't think so.
It's a reception good for 13. First down at the 42.
Play-action fake, Josh Wilcox, replacing Willie Tate, the redshirt freshman from Junction City.
On the telecast, I said Willie Tate because it took 5 guys just to stop him, and I thought it was Willie.
Well, it looked like his dad driving the tractor out on the farm in Junction City here. He kind of just plowed on through him here. Josh, you know, he didn't want to lose this football. He just kind of put down his head and plowed in there, and then later he tried to get a little fancy and he dropped one, but he's going to be a fine, fine football player.
There was another very sore young man after the game. He played, you know, virtually the entire game. His first game as an Oregon Duck after redshirting last year.
I might add on Thompson's field goal here, Mark Gregg, a redshirt freshman snapper, and Ryan Perry-Smith, a redshirt freshman holder, both did an excellent job, as does Chad Cota and David Massey, getting Leonis Brown for the loss here. They just could not establish a ground game, and that's what made our defensive plan so effective. Nice play there, tackling him for a 2-yard loss.
So now they're forced to punt it away. Unfortunately, a little miscue here, and that sets things up for CSU.
We'd had Brown handle the first 2 punts and inserted Derek Deadweiler, and His first attempt went awry, mishandled it, and set Colorado State up in great position here. Nice play by Herman O'Berry, but he came down on his ankle, got it tangled up in the receiver's legs, and rolled the ankle over for a pretty bad sprain.
Looks like he'll be out at least for the next game.
Yes, I don't think there's any way he'll be ready. And the quarterback scramble, we lose contain here. Dante Lewis comes over and knocks Hill out of bounds. Leonis Brown again trying to get outside. Great play by Ernest Jones, and gets us an assist from Dante Lewis.
So that is the end of the first quarter. Oregon leading Colorado State 6-0. The Rams on the move, and when we come back, we'll have the second quarter highlights. The Ducks leading, but the Rams hanging right in there. As we pick up action in the second quarter, remember Oregon had fumbled a punt, so Colorado State got the ball in pretty good field position and trying to move the ball in, but the Oregon defense will eventually hold and force the Rams to kick a field goal.
Blitz there, Gary Williams comes clean, and they just throw the football away. Another blitz, great pressure here, the wide screen. Dante Lewis comes up and makes a shoestring tackle.
That prevents a first down to keep the drive going, and so Mike McGee attempts and converts on a 33-yard field goal, and early in the second quarter, it's a 6-3 game. Nice drive coming up here as well. In fact, they had a number of nice drives early in the first half, and able to move the ball between the 20s.
There's Shedrick again catching a pass. He caught more passes in this game than he did in about 5 combined last year. Slipped the fullback out. Nice job by Eric Barnes getting a little block to allow O'Neill enough time to sidearm the ball out to Shedrick, and Shedrick picks up extra yards but gets a key first down.
I think Juan had 2 all last year. I think he had 4 in this one, I believe. He was busy.
Another big hole for Sean Burwell off the left side behind Stark and Barnes. Nice block there, or excuse me, by Steve Harden. Good block by Steve Harden, and Sean, that grass, you know, was about 2 inches long. It was a real slow track. They had it.
It's like playing out the rough at the country club.
I'm going to tell you, it was real deep. It was not what you call a fast track. Same play you saw just a minute ago. We come right back to it, and Shedrick picks up another first down and some bruises.
Juan with a nice little juggling act here. Make sure he had the seams the right way when he caught it.
One right in the back there, but you can see he's falling forward using his strength and size. He's coming in about 239 this year, so he gives us a big, strong fullback. Play action pass, Danny O'Neill, Corey Murphy. Almost nice, good pursuit by Colorado State's defense, because that was a real nice move by Corey Murphy, avoiding the first tackler.
He has really improved this fall. He's really stepped up his game.
He has absolutely come to a different level. Very inconsistent on the spring. Early, the first week of fall camp, he was dropping a lot of balls, and then all of a sudden, everything in sight he's catching. He just had a tremendous fall camp.
I don't know how he saw him out there.
Well, we sent him out in motion. He's supposed to see him. And nobody went out to cover him, and Danny actually looked over this side and then knew that he was waiting there, so he just came right back to him and hit him. Secondary receiver. Danny did a great job picking out secondary receivers. 3-yard line. This one probably more than the other 2 is a very frustrating one. First and goal on the 3. Second down play here, and wide open. Don't make the catch and give up the touchdown here. O'Neill tries to get it into Corey Murphy, and we have to settle for a field goal.
So Tommy comes in and bangs it through from 21 yards out, and he's got 3 field goals already in this game. And you can see the lead is now 9-3. Kickoff. I'd like to show these kamikaze guys on the kickoff.
Kicking into the wind, and what a great hit there. Danny Meade, and I believe it's Derek Barnes, a redshirt freshman outside linebacker. Double team the returner here. Just a tremendous special teams play here. Bam. Ouch. Big hit. Big, big hit.
Well, that guy was probably wishing Tommy had kicked it into the end zone there. First down play. Alex Molden, what can you say about this guy? I mean, tremendous recovery, and he played a very good game.
He played a tremendous football game, and the fact that he had major knee surgery, coming up here on the sweep and getting Leonis Brown for a loss. It's just a truly remarkable story that he could recover that quickly. Great job by the doctors on the surgery, obviously, but a tremendous effort in rehabbing that knee surgery. Good decision there by Brian Brown. A great punt over his head, landing about on the 10-yard line. They get a good bounce. Almost, oops, there it is. You don't secure the ball, running and swinging it, and it just kind of dropped out, and a fumble, and we set Colorado State up here. Third down play, quarterback keeper around the outside for the touchdown.
Fortunately, the extra point is no good, and so the game is tied instead of CSU being ahead by 1. Well, Alex Molden played outstanding, as did the defense in the first half, and at the end of the first 30 minutes of play, we're all tied up at 9-9. When we come back, we will have the third quarter highlights. The Ducks will get the football to start the third period of play. Well, we're ready for the third quarter, and Coach, at halftime, there had to be a frustration level there. You had moved the football. You had twice as many total yards as did Colorado State, 200 and some to under 100 for Colorado State. The emphasis in that halftime.
The emphasis was on execution and effort and not giving in to the adversity we'd been through, Todd. Certainly, I was not happy with our performance in the first half because I thought, had fairly well dominated the football game and the score was tied. We were very fortunate not to be behind at halftime, so we needed to execute better. We needed to do a lot of things better, but more importantly, we needed to come out and not let a game that was slipping away continue to slip away, and we took it by the throat and choked the air out of it and came home with a win.
All right, let's get into the third quarter highlights. The Ducks with the first possession, but unable to move it. As we pick it up, Colorado State has the football, and you know, when things like this happen on the road, you say, gee whiz, maybe it's not our day.
Third quarter, and it came out, this happened. Almost an interception by Molden and a 25-yard completion, and then the defense just stiffened and wouldn't let anything happen. Gary Williams and John Tomapiao. You'll see Tomapiao come in here first, I believe. Right there, and Gary Williams and Tomapiao get the sack and gets help from David Massey.
So you see the loss on the play of 6, and so the Rams eventually have to punt it away. Dino Filiaw getting his first action.
Showed a little speed there, had a little running room, and showed a little flash of hopefully some things to come in the future. Little screen pass here to Burwell. Play we used successfully several years ago. Wasn't as successful for us last year.
But unfortunately, on the next play, Danny O'Neill will be sacked. Let's take a look at this replay.
Pretty good job picking up the first down there, and the execution of that play is a little bit better than it was a year ago.
A disaster here. O'Neill sacked, and Justin Stark just can't quite get to it, and Kenya Ragsdale recovers for CSU, so now they're looking to take the lead. But Isaac Walker says no. Great position, and he comes away with the ball.
Big play by Isaac here. Momentum, things are looking very bleak. We've come out trying to do something at half. We fumbled deep in our territory, and Isaac Walker turns the game around by intercepting it here, and then the offense takes advantage of the opportunity. Corey Murphy, after penalty, he got a 5 yards tacked onto that for a face mask penalty there, but nice slant pass here to Corey Murphy. Danny O'Neill finds him in the seam, and Corey, see the face mask penalty there. It looks more like a 15er than a 5, but we'll take the 5.
Because it gave you the first down.
It did.
He had come up a couple of yards shy on a second down play, and now you got the first down, and Shedrick, here he goes again.
We've seen this play several times earlier. Key pass reception, Shedrick coming over the middle, juggling that ball, got to get him to secure it a little quicker, and gets knocked down from behind, but not before picking up first down. Now a trap play to Shedrick, and again, just couldn't quite pick up his feet, got tripped up from behind.
And then on a second down and 2 play here, O'Neill to throw, and I'm not sure what happened, but Danny got hammered and a little dazed, and so Tony Graziani has to come in on a third down play.
Key third down. Danny fell on the ball and knocked the wind out of himself, and here Tony comes in, little short pass to Burwell, perfectly thrown, Burwell picks up 10 yards and a key first down. Excellent throw. The left-hander comes in and completes his first collegiate pass for a big first down.
And then he says, okay, Danny, you can come on back in and finish this thing up. So Danny does come in after sitting one play.
Here's the same play that you've seen several times. This time it's Tupulu Malapai over the middle. Good block by Shedrick on the perimeter. Burwell skates to the outside for a big first down to the 12-yard line. You can see a big hole there, but Shedrick's block right there. Nice block on the perimeter. And Burwell gets down to the 12-yard line.
Gain of 14. O'Neill throws back of the end zone, Deadweiler, and that's a touchdown for the Oregon Ducks, the first of the year. And for that reason, and the fact that it gives Oregon the lead, that's our play of the day.
Our first touchdown of the year, Todd. I hope that we would pick that as the play of the day. We have a spread formation here, a single back in the backfield. We've got Burwell split out wide, and Deadweiler's over here, and we're split out wide over here. What we're doing is running a three-step drop here, and we're looking for the slant pass over here. And Danny looks here first, sees this pattern covered, comes back and sees this safety right here bite up on the out route by Burwell, and he just delays the pass, and lets Deadweiler slip in behind and lobs it over the safety, and Derek makes the catch right on the end line for the touchdown. You can see it here. You can see him looking right, and then he comes left, and he floats it over the safety. You can see the safety right there, and Derek comes down for the catch in the back of the end zone.
Very nice throw, and a good route by Deadweiler for the touchdown. And now you've got the lead back again, and Thompson tacks on another one, and it's a 7-point lead, 16-9, as we head into the fourth quarter of play. And so you've got the lead. We'll also have the wind at your back in this quarter, making it more difficult for Colorado State. We'll have those fourth quarter highlights when we come back. Well, we're ready for the fourth quarter. A statistical note here, and Colorado State played pretty well last year at times, but last year in their last 7 games, they didn't give up any points in the fourth quarter. All during the week, I think they were rallying around the fact that if they could just hang around until the fourth quarter, they felt they could pull it out. Well, it was 16-9 going into the fourth quarter, certainly not an insurmountable lead. Yet I felt that your team had a similar type of mission in that the emphasis a lot of players are talking about this year is to play the full 60 minutes. We're not going to play 3 quarters or 3 1/2. And I think that paid dividends in this quarter.
Well, it did, and certainly I was not very comfortable with a 7-point lead with all the things that had gone wrong for us on that day. I felt like we needed to get another one in the end zone because you could drop a ball at any time, and something fluky like the one pass that went off of our hands into theirs, and they can get a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, we lose the football game. So we needed to score.
Both teams had a couple of offensive possessions early in the fourth quarter, but unable to move the football. So we picked things up about midway through the fourth quarter. Oregon gets the ball back with 7 minutes to play and trying to put this one away.
Really a pretty good play by Danny O'Neill. He's getting pressured. He knows that Kristen was coming across McLemore uncovered, and he just kind of sidearmed the ball out there to him. Quarterback sneak for the first down. We try the trick reverse here. Colorado State's not buying it, and poor Danny takes a few bumps trying to give a good fake there.
Key play in this game.
Big play. Screen pass to Burwell. They were in a blitz, man-to-man. Eric Barnes blocked the man that was supposed to be covering Burwell, and just a big play. You'll see the pressure coming. Well, almost. Yep. No, maybe not. Here's the ground level shot. You can't see the blocking develop, but you can see that there isn't anybody around him because Eric Barnes has blocked the man that's supposed to be covering Burwell, and Burwell's into the secondary. And I'd like to see this on artificial surface and see that quickness that he has other than that 2-inch grass that we were playing on back there.
And then I thought this was a great call to go right for the juggler. Instead of trying to run the ball and run time off, you went right at him and you put it away with one play.
We did, and this is another nice play by Danny O'Neill finding a secondary receiver. Nice block on this play. by Eric Reed, number 71. Moved from tackle to guard. Nice job giving Danny O'Neill time to look off the primary receiver to the right and come back to McLemore, who was behind the safety.
No celebrating now.
Well, he'll celebrate on the field tomorrow at practice. He won't be very happy with it, but I'm very happy with his touchdown reception.
So there you see it, the touchdown that puts it away. Colorado State then comes back and tries to maybe cross the Ducks up with a running play, but no fooling there.
Chad Cota played a very fine football game, as did most of the defenders. We've got a fresh group of defensive linemen. Bryant Jackson, call him BJ.
Call him
Makes
trouble.
the sack. Trouble. He is strong, very physical. You can see he's getting shoved in the face mask here. Comes off and gets the sack. Mark Slyman in there as well. Bryant Jackson is a redshirt freshman, 290-pounder, and he bench presses over 400 pounds. Another nice play by number 1, Alex Molden.
You mentioned Mark Slyman. Well, he'll get his name in the old stats right there. I thought that was a fumble.
That
Coach.
was a fumble.
And remember, you can return that behind the line of scrimmage this year.
And we had, and DJ Cabrera's picking it up. You can see the ball's out right there. It's coming out. He's not down. DJ's got it. He scooped it. He's gone. Touchdown, Ducks. No luck.
Just a sack and a loss of 7, unfortunately. And then Hill, pass, and Alex almost got that one too.
Almost did. Playing a little bit deeper. We don't want to give up anything deep here. And here we try to let Tommy kick a 61-yarder. Distance is there, but he hooked it a little left.
He made a 2-yarder in the
practice on
the
Friday.
day before, and
Yes.
I think he hit the post from 67, so
Yes.
it was certainly not out of his range. Anyway, that's the final score, 23-9. The Ducks pick up the victory over Colorado State, a good opening day win. Let's take a look at some of the final statistics. First of all, the team statistics, and you can see Oregon dominating in the first downs, and the passing yardage, a big discrepancy there. Danny O'Neill throwing for over 300 yards for the second consecutive opening day. Total offense just under 400, just over 200 for CSU. Turnovers. It's rare to win on the road when you're -2 in the turnover department, but Oregon did. The punting department, you mentioned that Tommy hadn't practiced much, but he averaged 44 yards and had a nice one inside the 20 as well. Third down conversion, a good percentage there, and the defense, once again, that's what, 20% for CSU defensively on their third down conversions. Danny O'Neill, nice numbers there, 21-33, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Sean Burwell led the way in the rushing department. Tackles, well, CSU only had 59 snaps, so you're not going to get many guys in double digits, but Chad Cota, number 7, David Massey, and Alex Molden leading the way. After the game, we went into the locker room, and our Pat McGilvery got these comments from the players.
Mistakes, too many mistakes. You can't be fumbling the ball on the 10, and I made a couple mistakes. Shouldn't take some sacks and some big plays. So just a few mental mistakes, but I think it's to be expected the first game anyways. But we need to overcome those for Pac-10.
Came in, we had a rookie snapper and a new holder, and wasn't sure how things were going to go, but they did a heck of a job today, and we got things done. That last field goal, I'm a little disappointed in myself, had the distance, but just hooked it a little bit.
I mean, it was my first, Willie went down, and I was, my first half ever. This is my first game ever in college football, and after I loosened up, my second half was a lot better, and I started clicking, and it felt more comfortable to me.
Our offense didn't play bad. They just had some mistakes, I thought. They moved the ball well, and they came through at the end for us, But yeah, we played well. We're happy as a defense. I mean, anytime you can hold a team to single digits, you got to be happy.
Well, what happened was the safety cheated, and he got caught doing it. And I just went over him. He took his eyes off me for a second, and Danny seen that. And I just sat in the back of the end zone. Then all of a sudden, I seen a floating ball coming to me, and I was just, I didn't even think about the ball coming to me. I was just thinking about getting up there and getting it. And when I got it, I just pulled it down, tucked it in, and said, just let me fall down and just be happy. And then that's what happened.
The offense, picked it up the whole second half. For a whole half an hour, they played smash mouth, and that's what it's all about. And they picked it up. Unfortunately, we had some adversity, but we came through it, and everything was okay. So
yeah, you lost Herman right away.
Yeah, that hurt us a lot. But but we got a great secondary. We got a lot of young talent, and guys just stepped up. Guys stepped up all day.
I guess the touchdown pass was called. It was a play action pass, and I was lined up in a left twin. and I was supposed to be off the ball. See, I don't play that position too often, and I jumped back, thank God, in time, get off the ball. Saw the safety, Corey was coming on a cutback. I saw the safety start to bite, and I was supposed to do a deep curl. And I looked, I saw Danny, kind of look back and look at me, so I just took it up in between them. Kind of it was a messed up play on my part, but I just did what the best I could and got 6 points for us.
Well, messed up play, but 6 points, you'll take that, huh? You don't need to draw those up, huh?
No, we adjust a lot of routes. That one was adjusted on the run, so to speak, but real nice play by Kristen, recognizing that change in the coverage, and Danny picking it up and throwing it in for the 6 points.
All right, so Oregon gets the victory, 23-9 over Colorado State. When we come back, we'll preview the game next week against Montana and also take you back in time to see what a former Duck is doing these days. Well, earlier in the program, we talked about a current Duck and how he's doing these days. Now it's time to turn back the hands of time, so to speak, and look what a former Duck is doing these days. Walt Fox has this week's profile.
Ross Carter played football at Oregon in the days before helmets had face masks. The only time you left the field was when they carried you off. Players now might be bigger and stronger, but the desire to win was just the same.
We felt we had as much desire, and still feel we have as much desire as they do today. However, the physical condition of players today, size, coaching, abilities are all far superior to ours.
Carter played guard for the Ducks in 1934 and 35. They were 12-7 over those 2 seasons. He was team captain his senior year and is proud to say he never lost to the Beavers. Carter still follows the Ducks and says football today is a better game to watch because it's more wide open. But even though the players are bigger and stronger today, they don't want to win any more than those Ducks of the 30s did or do now. For the Rich Brooks Show, I'm Walt Fox.
I'd like to be in that kind of shape now.
Well, I would too.
Ross Carter, he's something else, I tell you. Very fine gentleman and outstanding athlete as well. All right, it's time to look ahead a little bit. Coming into Autzen Stadium is a man that's been there quite a few times before, former coach of the Ducks. Don Reed, he brings in the Montana Grizzlies. A David and Goliath scenario. Let's be truthful about this. I mean, you're going to go into this game heavily favored. Your team will have come off a nice emotional win to start the season, and Montana's going to come in with everything to gain and nothing to lose. I'm sure that's going to be the scenario for Don Reed this week. What's your scenario?
We don't have to look very far to see what Montana did at Oregon State the last time they came into this state. They upset Oregon State in Corvallis. I think it was, what, 4 years ago.
Something like that.
They're a good football team. They can beat us. We need to prepare. We need to get better. We can't continue to make the kind of mistakes we made. We're just taking it 1 week at a time, and Montana's a team that's capable of beating us. If we don't play well, we better play well.
Well, it'll be interesting in the home opener for the Ducks. They are all going to be very happy to be back at home. We hope there's a good crowd out there to watch the ball game as the Ducks begin the home portion of their '93 campaign. Well, that wraps it up for this week. The Ducks get win number 1, and hopefully they get win number 2 next week against Montana. So for the coach, I'm Todd McKim. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope to see you out at Autzen Stadium on Saturday. If not, we'll see you right back here on this station next week. So long, everybody.
The Rich Brooks Show.